Welcome to Circle of Hearts Radio. Journey with Grandmother Alaya as she enters her magical world of relics, sacred sites, and ancient crystal skulls. Meet with exciting trailblazer authors and individuals shifting the consciousness of humanity. Send her your questions to be answered on air on her monthly segment, Ask the Oracle. And now your host, Grandmother Alaya, in the sanctuary on the airwaves on OMTimes Radio.
It says that he's on the call, but now he's gone.
This is Alaya on Circle of Hearts Radio. I know that's why we're having fun here trying to connect everybody. It's a very important topic, but it's been a really interesting morning here. I have Courtni Hale and hopefully Jim Petruzzi. Are you there, Jim?
I'm here.
Not. Oh, hey, great. We're going to talk about Standing Rock.
Hello.
Now, this is an update, and I plan to do this, periodically, because this is a very important issue. This is not going to be just going away after a few months. The protectors of the water, protectors of life, these wonderful people that are in this encampment that represent so many people over the world that are worried about what is happening to the earth and how different things are being destroyed. They're making a stand. Their voices are being heard. Now, major media has totally ignored this. I mean, they're more interested in what's happening with Kim Kardashian and a few other things that doesn't seem relevant to life. So, I have the privilege of having a show on OMTimes Radio, and this wonderful media platform, and we're going to keep this up and keep presenting it to you so that all over the world you can't say, I didn't know about it. This is life. Water is life. You don't have water, you destroy and pollute the water no matter where you are all over the world. You just don't have life. This has to do with the future of your children. So everybody usually asks, I'm an individual, what can I do? I have no purpose. What can one voice do? Well, we're showing this to you. And I just lost Jim again. I'm sorry I'm laughing because this is crazy today. So we're going to start with Courtni. Courtni, are you there?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
How did you get involved? I mean, can you tell us briefly while I try to go and get Jim back? Start off this,
Sure.
Subject for us.
I'm the executive director of a nonprofit based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's sponsored by a group of Native American elders. And it was founded originally by Patricio Dominguez and grandmother Flor de Mayo, and a farmer up at Tesuque Pueblo named Emigdio Bayon. And, the whole purpose of the nonprofit is essentially to make relations between the ancient wisdom and the modern times. And so, of course, it's always on our mind about the preservation of the environment and our natural resources. So I'm here probably because I'm a bridge person, and I've been working for 20 years dealing with sustainability and natural and traditional knowledge in general. So when the whole, call it a protest at Standing Rock emerged and started to really grow, I was fascinated. And, of course, it reminds me of other things that have happened in Native American history. When they started bringing the dogs out and the mace and things started to turn violent there, it reminded me so much of Wounded Knee and the things that have happened in the past, the massacres and the violations of treaties and our rights. So it's an interesting time, right? Because instead of all of the tribes kind of bickering and arguing and remembering their traditional differences, which is part of imperialism, right? Our minds have been colonized because we used to all get along fairly well. But now everyone's coming together. So it's this amazing moment in time because you're seeing these nations all standing there together and all, defending the same thing, which is life, which is water. So it's an amazing time, and I'm really grateful to be here.
No, I thank you for mentioning that because there's so much, people say, well, the indigenous elders, they need to open their mind. And every culture, whether it's Celtic, whether it's Asian Indian, there's the elders. And, they've always have had that connection to the earth. They've had their different ways, but always protect Mother Earth. This is life. And for everybody to be coming together,
Thank you.
I know there's the prophecy of, all the different races coming together, and it's here. And this is a peaceful revolution. This isn't going to be something that's just going to, from what I'm seeing, it's just going to pop up and then it's going to go away. This is going to go down in history. What do you think about that, Courtni? I got Jim's going to be calling again. We're having a little problem with him. So if you continue with me, hold on.
No problem. I'm happy to speak about it.
Okay. Yeah, good.
To me, one of the most interesting things is that issue of these ancient prophecies, right? That the elders, the ancient ones before the colonials even came to Turtle Island, had already foreseen that there would be a time for us to have this window of opportunity where we could reunite. There are these prophecies of the rainbow people, and there are these prophecies that came from the original ghost dance. They had prayed for the return of the buffalo people, not just the buffalo themselves, but for the people. And there's not enough Native American full-blood bodies to hold all of the spirits of the people who passed away during those times. So we're coming back in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. And this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is a moment of hope where we set aside all of our differences and recognize that life is what connects us, right?
Yes, definitely. And you're seeing it happen. And also with the youth. I keep track on social media, on as many groups as I can, and watching it, and the young people getting involved. And I have a thing here that, Jim is going to either call in. I don't know how this is going to work, but, we'll see if we can get him in. Is he here?
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, Jim, are you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm on the phone because it didn't work on Skype.
Oh, great. All right, so let me talk to you a little bit while I still have you before the Skype was funny today. There's so much information going out there, and it is a peaceful revolution, and you see a lot of emotions going on. And some people are saying, well, the military is getting involved, and this is going. What is the facts? Because you and Courtni are very involved, and you can tell people what is really happening.
It changes minute by minute, but Courtni was spot on. This is all about energies and spirit, and it's global. The folks at Standing Rock, it started primarily with Native Americans, almost exclusively. But now it's truly the four colors up there. There's people been coming from around the globe to join the protest. And the bit that Courtni and I have been doing is part of Standing Rock Protectors, the water protectors, the virtual part. We started a group, Standing Rock Protectors, which now has, pushing 19,000 people. And that's representing like 185 different cultural groups. So this thing is much, much larger. But what you're saying is correct. The media has completely almost ignored this. Lawrence O'Donnell and CSNBC did 2 spots on it. He hasn't done anything since. And a couple other people did brief spots. But I think it's part of that media being told what to do and what not to do. because there's no reason not to cover this. There's over 7,000 people up there now, plus, as I said, I don't know how many people virtually around the globe following. They're covering it better in the media in Europe than they are here. And so a lot of us decided we are the media, and so we're covering it as best we can. Courtney and my wife Sue and I will be up there next week and gather more information to bring back. But it's definitely, it's growing by the minute. The police response is growing by the minute as they're inviting in more and more police. But what they're policing is a peaceful demonstration. And that is the key point here. I'm sure there have been moments of anger. But, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and when you say, I read somewhere on one of the groups that the elders are keeping it peaceful. You know, they're saying even to be aware that with the police, have compassion for them. They have families. They need to do a job. You know, this is a job. And if you keep a peaceful attitude, you'll change how you interact with them better. So it seems that within the camp, the elders are constructing a community and a sense of guidance that's keeping everybody. I mean, of course, you have these spot outbreaks, but it really seems so well structured. So when you go there yourself, Jim and Courtney, whoever wants to answer to this one, is because I'd like to bring you both back, you know, and you can tell us what's going on going on with the camp. But I like to address right now is how are the elders keeping everything calm? Do you see this, or am I just, you know, my own thoughts? Jim.
Well,
let's start someplace, or Courtney. Okay, Courtney, do you have an idea on that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think we have a lot of really brilliant role models to follow, and we've seen, you know, passive, peaceful resistance before. And the persistence and the prayer. What I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from Standing Rock is this wonderful energy of prayer. So there are sweat lodges, there's prayer, there's drumming, there's song, there's this generosity and this spirit of hope and love and brotherhood, sisterhood going on at the camp. And I think that energy essentially is a higher vibration. It's closer to spirit and closer to this universal love. And this higher consciousness will, as you said, really help to keep the waves from spiking too much in terms of the violence. I do want to remark that it's really breathtaking how people's civil rights are being violated. And as Jim mentioned, you know, this is a peaceful protest or demonstration. There's no reason for people to have weapons pointed at their heads, especially elder women and children as they're in prayer and in ceremony. So I just want to put that out there for us to all continue to pray for these people as they're being so brave and courageous, and they're holding that higher vibration of love and peace.
Jim, do you have anything to add to that?
Wow, that's a good mouthful. No, I think that's exactly what it is, except I'll fall back on my age a little bit now. I was around in the 60s, and so the movement that had the most traction and the most longevity was the African American movement. And that's because Martin Luther King did exactly what the elders are trying to do now, as you said. He kept it peaceful, even when it was difficult to do that. And I think that is one of the critical pieces here. We've learned that if we throw hate and anger at people, even if they're demonstrating hate and anger, all we get is a continuation of hate and anger. We have to break that chain, break that negative circle, and make it a positive circle. And I have no doubt that that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm a product of the 60s myself, Jim. I was there during, the racial riots and, saw it all also. And I think the whole thing is, like you said, the African American movement in the 60s with Dr. King. I think I agree with you. This is a template that is being followed, that, you can get further with peaceful energy and people actually listen to you, because when there's a lot of hotheads and violence, people are saying they turn it off. So even to look at the pictures of these thousands of people in this camp, it totally blows my mind. And I know we'll be approaching in a few minutes a commercial, but I want to get into the thing about the camp. I think what's important is, like you said, the world is noticing this. And I saw an article this morning I put on my timeline that I think November 4th, there's a climate control conference in Paris, I think it is, because they've taken note of what Standing Rock is doing. They didn't mention it directly, but they're saying people's voices are saying something has to change. So these wonderful people who have stood their ground have opened the world's eyes, and now the country has to address it. You can't hide it any further. We have a few minutes. Anybody want to add to that? Courtney?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is about more than just Standing Rock. It is about Standing Rock, and it is about Native Americans, but it's about our Mother Earth, and our voices are being heard. And with people coming from all over the planet to support this particular demonstration, the awareness level is really rising. And so, it's rippling out in a beautiful way across the planet.
No, I think that's great. Jim, do you have anything before we break?
Yeah, actually, I just got a couple messages coming in, and one's from a friend in Navajo land, and he reminds me again, and Courtney just said it, and I'll just repeat it. There's a lot of other places this is going on right now. Apache Flats down in New Mexico, similar issues. Farmers in Iowa are protesting as well, hundreds of them, for a pipeline they're trying to put there under the river as well. Florida, there's another issue about the crop up. California, they're throwing fracking water into the water supply. So people in California are getting to drink oil and other byproducts. So this is not just one place. This is getting big, and this is going to go global. And the hope of our group, the groups Courtney and I are with, Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother is one of our nonprofits, and the Standing Rock Protectors, is to put that spotlight on all of these places, not just one, because truly it's one issue with a lot of different heads.
I totally agree with you. I think what has started as a point of light has all other points have kept on adding to it, and people are actually starting to say, okay, well, now I need to do something. And they're feeling, because of this peaceful resolution, that they can join in and that they'll be safe and maybe their voices will be heard. And yes, if shows like this, or, that are sponsored by OM, let's get the message out on the internet, because that is global. It's not, we're not picking and choosing and saying, well, we think this is important, that's important. We're giving you the voice, and we're saying, here, listen, and now it's up to you. So it is I agree with you both. Something that started out in one locale, and pictures being shared by people of all the pollution, it is really, really scary. Courtney, do you feel that, I know the thing, well, of course, like with the women, they said the grandmothers. To me, that's kind of a personal thing. But, it seems like, I'll have to get you on this after the break, okay?
The Real Conscious Connection. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Hello! Join us, Lisa Berry and Michelle Carter, every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Mindset Makeover, What's Possible. Get ready to become present, clear, and unstuck, and start living fully, led by your heart. While you listen and feel this transformation through vibration of word, sound, and song, you'll open up to what's possible and experience your shift.
Since the day I stopped drinking, my life has gotten better and better. I can't take any credit for it. It just seems that without alcohol, I think better, I'm more careful with money, I watch what I say, I don't get into trouble like I did when I was drinking. It's scary trying to walk through life alone, and today I have that very distinct feeling that I don't ever have to be alone again. Alcoholics Anonymous. It works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or AA.org.
Well, before I start with Courtney, I just got a message from Jim. Jim is called in on the telephone because Skype is just not cooperating today. Or at least it's with me, Skype is not cooperating. I have Courtney on Skype, and, we're doing the best we can. But he's been asked, you can find him on Facebook on the Standing Rock Protectors, the Pipeline Protesters group. He's on the computer. If you have some questions or that he can address, please get hold of him or call into the station, and we're going to do the best we can. I am not the most technically perfect person here, but we'll do it. So just bear with me. Now, Courtney, while I have you...
Hi.
Hi again. The grandmother.
At least you can hear me, right? And I can hear you.
Yeah. It sometimes always seems like there's something really, you get passionate about. Nothing wants to work, but we're doing the best we can here. The grandmothers have a very important role as indigenous elders. I've noticed over many, many cultures, they were the medicine woman. They're the one that nurtured the men growing up and stuff. So they have a very important role, and the grandmothers are helping keep it all together also, with the watching over the food camps, making sure, they're saying their piece. They're not just taking a woman's role. They're taking a very strong stand of, let's do this. This is the time to be standing along with the male elders. Do you see this, or is this just an idea that, I'm perceiving from what I'm reading?
Oh, I'm seeing it everywhere, not just at Standing Rock, but everywhere. The resurgence of the divine feminine and us coming back into our role of nurturing and, sheltering beauty and taking care of things. I saw this one amazing story about a chef who stepped away from her full-time job to be a chef at the camp and is making food for hundreds of people. And I thought that was just amazing.
And I think somewhere again, I really do need to write these down. I saw there was intuitive healers that stepped away also from, their daily jobs, and are there to help anyone, in a health issue that they can. So people are coming in from all over. Now, one of my concerns, and I want to definitely make sure that we get this in the half hour, winter's coming. Intuitively, I had mentioned to both you and Jim, I feel that this thing isn't going to die because of the winter. Everybody's going to go away. I'm sure the pipeline wishes that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But these people, there's children involved, there's families involved, young people involved. They're going to need help to keep warm, because this area is not conducive to life. It's not like, okay, well, we're here and then we're going to pick up and go someplace warm and just pop up on social media. They're there for the winter. What can we do? What are they going to need to expect? People going into the camp. You can't go in with rose-colored glasses. This is a very harsh area.
Right.
Courtni?
Yeah, the weather out there, I've been told by my friends, is just brutal in the winter, getting down to -20, -30, and lots of snow and that type of stuff. So certainly it can't be taken lightly, the element of the weather. I would like to say that the Sioux Nations are probably pretty well accustomed, and I've seen a lot of articles of different nations cooperating. So I saw a truckload of wood that's been sent down from our relatives in Canada. I've seen people from Winona LeDuc's group coming out and showing the traditional structures that they use, that use kind of a convection system. So Native Americans who are from this region in general are going to be really well accustomed to what the elements have in store for them. They're not going to be caught surprised by it. However, the people who are coming in from other places is more what I'm concerned about. As you said, the rose-colored glasses. Oh, we're going to go to this demonstration. It's going to be great. Well, it is bitter cold there. So I think the most important thing is to warn the outsiders who go to help with the demonstration. You need to bring enough food for yourself. You need to bring enough water for yourself. You need to bring warm winter clothing, as if you were going to be camping in like the Alps for this duration. And you can't expect the people there to take care of you. You have to not be a burden on the camp, is what I keep on hearing from people who are there. So not only to not be a burden on the camp, but to bring extra. So if there's a way for people to bring donations of wood, of money, of food, and especially that nice winter clothing, then that would really be great.
Now, I got a note from Jim. Jim, you're there. You want to add to this?
I'll try, and if I'm breaking up, just cut me off. I think this is a really key point. And first of all, there's a lot of people connecting in and finding our group on Facebook and joining as we speak, so welcome. It's Standing Rock Protectors /Pipeline Protesters. You're all welcome to be part of it. It not only gets really cold, but people have to be ready when they go there to realize they're going to be doing something. It's not rose-colored glasses. You need to get out and help. You can't have preconceived notions. Just be ready to do whatever's needed. Help in the kitchens, help in the schools, help with the protesting, whatever.
I worry about the young children. And, I've seen groups, they say, I think it was maybe even on your group, Jim, there's 4 or 5 young Navajo, teenage young men. They're hitchhiking. Can they get robbed? Safety must be such an issue. I know so many young people are feeling I want to be part of this movement, which I think is so vital because this is their world. But they also have again, the rose-colored glasses. This is not fun. This is serious. Prepare yourself for a journey that's going to change your life. And even safety about hitchhiking rides. Maybe it's the old lady in me here that worries, picking up, young kids, making sure they get there. But yet, I think I saw there's another group that people can connect with rides. How good an idea do you think that is? Either one of you, Courtney, Jim? Courtney, let's start with you. I'm not used to trying to do it this way.
Myself, I don't hitchhike. I wouldn't encourage my children to hitchhike. I know that, as you said, there was someone who had directed us to a group where people are networking rides, and that seems like a great idea. But again, back to that idea, if you're a teenager and you're coming with a couple of dimes and quarters in your pocket, I'm not sure what a great idea that is. I keep on hearing from my friends and relations who are out there, again, you can't come and be a burden on the camp. So everyone who's there is bringing their own weight and they're doing extra. So just showing up and doing a lot of work probably isn't going to be enough. And, it did occur to me that the people who are from Mexico and New Mexico, where I'm from, we're not used to that kind of cold. I guess up in Taos, people are used to it. But you know what I'm saying? People might not really have a realistic idea of how very cold it's about to be. And it's starting already. It won't be long before it freezes, and it's really windy. So I would say that it's not a good idea. I think there are other ways, and one of the things that we're working on right now is a website as a hub where especially the youth are getting together because they're so technologically savvy and they're so enthusiastic. We have a group of people who are working on a hub right now where people can network and start figuring out what they can do online to be of support. So I would recommend that people, throw themselves at that type of support.
Well, Courtney, when you get this settled, please definitely message me so that I can also get this out, because that is important. Because there really is a lot of basics to need. I don't know whether some of the young people think like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be like, let's be part of history like Woodstock was. I'm showing my age, but and it's not.
Well, even at Woodstock, not everybody made it. All of the people who are going to Woodstock, some of them got stuck on the highway and ended up settling in Sugarloaf in New York.
And Jim, you have a part answer to that too?
Oh yeah, I was going to say, because I was in Woodstock, and even Woodstock wasn't Woodstock. So it was great, but there were a lot of negative elements we dealt with as well, and we were not in a condition like they will be in the winter up there. And it absolutely goes to 20 below zero, and those winds blow at 40 miles an hour, and you just want to curl up in a ball. So if you're not prepared, winter's not the time to go there.
So it definitely sounds like this hub or this portal that you're developing is going to present all the information. I saw another article about a woman, I guess she's been in Mongolia, and, she's had to face the elements, and she presented a lot of good ideas of, don't use certain type of clothing, use this because it holds the heat and stuff. I think people really need this education because, yes, get involved. Yes, share the message and do everything that you can possible, but don't end up getting yourself frostbitten, if you're not, you have high ideals, but we have to come down to realistic earth here. We can't accomplish what you want to in your heart unless you do it in a very good community and in a perfect way of being prepared. So Courtney and Jim, all the work that they're doing is this foundational work, getting yourself ready. Now, Jim, you there?
I am.
Jim, okay. You and I guess Courtney, you're going to go into camp soon, along with your wife?
Yep. Sue and I are going to leave here next week and drive up. It's about 12 hours. Courtney's going to fly out, and then we're going to connect in Bismarck, and then we'll drive into camp. And so, I mean, we're partly there to do whatever's needed. We're bringing some supplies. We're bringing heavy blankets, heavy sleeping bags. They don't need as much clothes right now. They've got good donations on that. And then we're bringing our electronic equipment as we have it. We've been doing fundraisers on GoFundMe so we can do even more. But we have some basic cameras and video cameras, and we are going to start interviewing people, taping people, because we really do want to create a permanent record, a documentary, if you will, and not just of Standing Rock, but of the other places around the country and hopefully around the world where this has gone on. And then we'll bring that back and continue to put it on our group and other groups so that it can flow right around the world.
Yeah, and please, the GoFundMe that you had mentioned, well, after this commercial, we're going to have to get a lot in.
Feed your soul with Waves of Consciousness on OMTimes Radio. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Hello, I'm Miriam Knight of New Consciousness Review, inviting you to my new show where I interview the rising stars of the conscious awakening. We'll explore the many faces of consciousness in action and intriguing perspectives on life, the universe, and everything in between. Join us each Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern on the Rising Stars Show.
I'm Alec Baldwin with People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. I grew up loving circuses and other traveling animal shows, but it never occurred to me what life might be like for the animals. Training wild animals to do things they don't understand takes force. Routine discipline with a hook or whip with the heel of a boot shows the animal exactly who's the boss. Don't patronize animal acts. Please contact People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
757-622-PETA.
We're back, and there's so much information to get in. The last thing I'm going to say is this is not going away, and we're going to continue, and I will be following this. I've asked Courtney and Jim to keep in touch because we're going to periodically bring updates. We started today. Now, they have some places they want you to be aware of. Like I said, everybody has a purpose on this earth, and the water is life, and this peaceful movement is something that's very, very important. And please support in ways you can, whether it's social networking or donations. Now, just to start, because I do want to get this in, Courtney, tell us about the websites and where people can help donate, and then I'll get hold of Jim.
Sure. Right now, what I'm trying to work on is, harnessing the energy of our youth to present this online hub. And we have a GoFundMe through a nonprofit, and it is at GoFundMe.com, and it's called Online Campus Standing Rock the World. So the idea is Standing Rock is just the beginning, and that we're going to spread the message around the world. So the website will be called Standing Rock the World, but right now we're doing a fundraiser on GoFundMe. You can also find it on Facebook on the Standing Rock Protectors Pipeline protest. I posted it there so that people can find it easily.
I think I have friended you. If you want to put it on my timeline and also on the Circle of Hearts radio page, I'll make sure that, this keeps getting out, okay?
Oh, so that's great. Thank you.
All right, so now let's get Jim. Where do you want everybody to help? I know this is just, this is really starting, both of you. You're building the foundation
all go into
here.
The same pot. Lets people see what pieces they want to contribute to, I guess. So the other ones they can consider are a couple other GoFundMes we have. One is Global Pipeline Protests. That's to give us the means to get out there and send other people out there to gather all the data we'll need. The next one is We Are the Media. It's kind of what we were talking about. That one will give us more equipment and a bit availability to use that equipment to get the images, and then over to the one that Courtney was talking about. So we have a whole circle here of communications is what we're creating. There's also other places you can donate that don't have anything to do with this. I really suggest you're very careful and check them out carefully, because unfortunately there are a lot who are taking advantage of the situation. So just check. There's like a good one, Honor the Earth, which is a nonprofit created by Winona LaDuke, who someone mentioned earlier. That's an absolutely great place to donate. If you find some of the others, just check. Make sure it's getting to whatever cause you're supporting here, whatever piece of it.
I think, again, Jim, as I had told Courtney, please put it on my timeline and on the radio page. I'll make sure, because I notice a lot of people, they want to do something, but they go, where do I send? And they're cautious. Like you said, a lot of people are taking advantage of it. Even people with the T-shirts, this is a business for them. They're not giving back. So people are really, they want to be supportive. So if you put out utilize my page, and at least we'll know that, these are respectable places, for people to get involved with. So, Courtney, is there anything else you want to add? Like I said, we got a little bit of a hard start here, but I really appreciate both you and Jim coming on.
I just want to say, like myself, I've been waiting all of my life for this momentum to really come together. And there's this coherence and this momentum and this energy of hope and life that's emerging. And I just want to express my gratitude to all the people who've been working so hard for so long. We're standing on the shoulders of giants like, the Winona LaDukes, and I know that you and Jim have been working all of your lives, and so many other people. So I want to express my gratitude to our elders and the people who've stood strong before us, and that this beautiful time is emerging right now.
And it really is an exciting time, and it's a shame that I know it's getting out there, and believe me, social media, I think I've often said, is the pulse of humanity. People feel free to express themselves and to find people they feel aligned with. So we're doing the best that we can, but I do need for you and Jim to keep in contact with me, because through OM, we can help you in ways that we can, get the message out. And because it really is worldwide. This is one little area, but the message of keeping our planet clean. I started a long time ago, and it kind of got lost, and now it's coming up again. So I'm going to keep on going. Jim, you have any last words?
Lots of them, but there's not enough time. No, I'm just kidding. I got a message from another from a Lakota friend, and his reminder to me is, before you do anything else, or in addition to everything else you do, send your energy, send your prayers, send your spirit. This is all about healing, is what he's talking about. And this is a time to heal together as one, not separately as different races and different walks of life. So he's suggesting send all those prayers and thoughts to this effort and all the other efforts. It is a time of incredible healing. It's a time of spirit healing and working with all the things that our ancestors had to work with, so that now we come together in the best possible way. He wrote a lot more, but that's the gist of it. And I think that's a good way for me to end.
Yeah, that's really so beautiful and so true, because I think it's interesting, again, the timing of the show that I didn't know, but I noticed that from the 8 to 11, there was events of asking for prayers. So this is very wonderful reminder that if you want to do something, what you have the capability to do is pray, to add support, prayerful support. Prayers are energies from the heart, and that everybody can do. You know, there's no excuse. There's no, well, I don't have money, I don't have time. It takes 5 minutes. And I think this is very important, and his message is very, very timely. I'm sorry that the show had gone so quickly, and there's so much craziness. Jim, and I'm glad you got on the telephone, Jim. You know, able to get, your voice out there. And Courtney, I said, I ask you both, keep in touch with me, put this information on my timeline, and we'll do the best that we can get out. If you need something, both of you, or if you learn something at camp that we can help you with. I said, for me, this is a personal thing in my heart that I'm very touched by, and that's why I'm pursuing it. I want to make sure that you have opportunities to speak whenever possible. So, I'm glad we got through it. I'm glad Skype didn't destroy us here. Courtney, I thank you.
Thank you.
And Jim, I thank you, and good luck on being in the camp. And please get hold of me, both of you, when you do get back. Absolutely. Because I'd like to, arrange for another time for you to talk and say what's really going on at the camp. And, we're going to continue this journey together. And like we're telling everybody, dress warm. And there's a lot of it. Get involved on the Facebook, pages. There's so much information out there. If you don't know what's going on, all you have to do is join. I think, Jim, just before we end, I think when you started yours, you ended, thousands of people keep on coming and coming and coming. It's like they're just pouring in onto your page. Are you there, Jim?
Okay, I'm on.
I can attest to the fact that.
Okay, you there, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea that was going to happen. It just came into my spirit to go ahead and start something virtually as I saw camp starting, and then reached out to a few friends, and before you know it, now it's like we don't even share that it's out there. People are just showing up.
Well, I'm sorry the show has ended up so quickly. I thank you both. Please join all these, like I said, Jim, Courtney, place all the information on my timeline. And thank you both so very much. I'll be in touch with you shortly. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.